I stretched for 60 minutes for 60 days. And here's how it went.
I've been inflexible my whole life, and while a part of me didn't pay attention to it, another big part always wanted to tackle this. I had done yoga and stretched here and there, but I never specifically worked on my flexibility. Since health is a big passion of mine, it was truly just a matter of time before I would roll out my mat and get to business. Being more flexible can improve mobility and posture, increase muscle blood flow, decrease risk of injuries, make you physically stronger, and overall lead to a better shape. I kept thinking about this for a while. One thought led to another, and then the idea of a challenge was born. I decided to stretch for 1 hour every single day for 2 months. Or, just because it sounds better, I stretched 60 minutes every day for 60 days.
It is day 1 of stretching for 60 minutes for 60 days. I am so excited and I am so ready. Now, why 60 minutes? Why 60 days? First of all, I think if I would do 10 minutes a day, it wouldn't be challenging, and this is a challenge for a reason. I want this to be challenging. Second of all, I think it's just a good amount of time for me to actually build something. Maybe not build, but to stretch out, and it's just a good workout session. And then why 60 days? I think with stretching, it takes time to see results. I don't know, I'm not sure that I would be able to see such great results after 30 days. And then I thought, how good does it sound? 60 minutes, 60 days. And that is why I am doing this. But enough with me talking. You know I love to talk. Let's start the session, and I will show you my first kind of starting point. Okay, now that I've shown you my starting points, it's time to actually start the 60-minute session. Let's do this. Let's do this.
I think the beginning of any challenge is always an evaluation of where you're at and what your body can do. If you pay attention and observe, the first couple of days, or in my case, the first day, can be very telling in what will be your biggest obstacle.
I just finished my first session. 2 realizations that I think is gonna be kind of like the main theme, at least for the first 10 days. Patience and patience, really. Because there were poses that I couldn't even do. Not, poses when you do them, but you just can't do them till the end, fully. I couldn't even begin the pose. I can't tell. It was just that difficult. And I got so impatient. I was like, I don't know, I can't, I want to do this faster. I'm really looking forward to the next days to see how I'm mentally dealing with this, because physical thing is one, but mentally, it's frustrating that you want to do something, but you can't. This is gonna be a good challenge.
Aside the reminder of my impatience, the challenge also surprised me with its intensity. Who would have thought that a stretching session could make my body ache more than my usual workouts?
Good morning on day 4. My body aches so much. Excuse my puffy face. I've literally woken up 15 minutes ago, but I just wanted to check in before I do my day 4 stretches that my body aches like crazy. And I realized, I think it's also because when I'm stretching, I'm doing also kind of these yoga / Pilates poses, which are an actual exercise. So yeah, let's do it.
Since I was a little worried about the intense muscle pains, I decided to do a Google search and read about overstretching and how to avoid it. I also looked back on my stretching sessions to see where and how I could improve. It quickly dawned on me that rushing wasn't an option. With the walking challenge, if I wanted to quickly finish my 20K, I could just walk faster. But here, with my stretching challenge, I had to be careful and I had to be patient.
It is day 7 of my stretching challenge. I literally thought that stretching, will feel more like relaxing. I just didn't realize that it's also really working my muscles. On day 3, I woke up with just such muscle pains, like my muscles were burning. And at first I was kind of scared, maybe I overdid it, maybe I did something wrong, but it quickly the pain went away and I got back to my stretching and I was fine. Like it didn't feel that bad, but I just didn't expect the burning sensation. I have been loving how much I'm feeling present when I'm doing the stretches and I'm hearing my breathing and I'm focusing on the stretches and yes, I have been putting some TV shows on in the background, especially Desperate Housewives. I'm watching Desperate Housewives right now, but I'm still with my body. Like I just love to put something on because it helps my patience, if that makes sense. I am very impatient and this is what I'm learning in this challenge. I need to get to the pose the way I want it faster. One challenge can be 30 challenges. And it's always like this, I think, with our bodies, with our mind and everything. When we're trying to do one thing, we're learning so much more about ourselves. And I think, honestly, this is what's happening this week. But I'm getting used to the time. I think it's actually a long time, like 60 minutes, to stretch for 60 minutes. But I'm getting used to it because I'm putting a TV show on in the background and I'm devoting that time to myself. And another thought that popped in my head this week was, if I wouldn't spend that 60 minutes stretching, I would spend them on TikTok, 100%. I would do something not as productive. So it's interesting how we're sometimes like, oh, this takes so much time. I mean, to stretch 60 minutes a day, or, oh, I can't work out 60 minutes a day. But then we spend that time sitting on our phones or like doing bullshit stuff, So that just reminds me that it's completely normal to devote that much time to your body. I'm still very proud of my first week. I think it was a success. I really do. And yeah, let's do it. Let's go week 2. I'm still very impatient. I am still very impatient. I'm worried that I won't see a lot of results after 60 days. And I'm not kidding. I even have a big fear in me that's like saying, you will never become flexible. Literally, like this is in my head because I keep stretching and stretching and stretching. And I feel like I'm literally at the same point since I started. From one side, I'm like super proud of myself, but from the other side, I'm like, you will never get there. It's dumb, it's stupid. I know I should just be focusing on my stretches, but I'm so impatient. I want to be more flexible. And it's like my muscles are like this. These are my muscles. Like this is my muscle. You want to stretch the muscle and it's like it goes back. But I want my muscles to be like, this is what I want. Anyways, okay. Let's go. It's only been 9 days. It's like we have 51 days to go, but I'm like, let's go. It's 11:20 p.m. I had a long day today and I couldn't manage to stretch, so I'm doing it now. My devotion is real. It is real. I really want to be more flexible. I have a long way to go. I'm like opening myself up mentally to so many things. This is like a lot. But yeah, I have like 30 minutes left of stretching and then it's midnight. So I will make it. I always make it. Let's go. I just want to quickly show you a pose that I cannot do yet, but I want to do. I think this is too low. Give me a second. So, it's this pose. I hope I can show it. Where you sit like this, but your back is straight. And I keep falling down, okay? Show it again. So you go wide on legs, you sit down. You're supposed to have a straight back. And then you do this. But I fall down. And it makes me mad, okay? I can do this back easily, but I can't do the straight back. I can't do it. But I will do it someday, okay? You see what happened there? You see like the mental process I'm going through? Like it's all about when you're saying you can do something, you take a deep breath and you say to yourself, but I will someday, okay? This is not rocket science, what I showed you. And this is why I know that I'll do it someday, okay? There are things that only ballerinas will do and other people won't, but this pose is not it, okay? I will do this someday. I know I will. I know I will. I know I will. Someday I will do this. Okay, that's it. That's it for today. Just a few days ago, I would have said that I don't see any progress at all, but an interesting thing happened yesterday. I was doing my standard check-in pose, like that's the pose where I see, you know, my progress. Obviously, you can't see progress from just one pose, but it's this 90-degree angle pose where I just sit like this. And yesterday was the first day where I could do this more easily. Like this is how unflexible I was. It used to be like this for me. I would have to put my hands like this to feel comfortable. And yesterday was the first day where I was like, wow, I can actually sit like this. Obviously, it still is a little bit of a workout, but I can do this. And that was pretty cool. I gotta say that I'm loving this as a habit. I love the deep breaths I'm doing during the challenge, and I also love how I am actually working my muscles because I'm not doing just one stretching pose. I'm doing like 20, 30, and sometimes I switch. Like one day I do some poses and the other day I do other poses, and what it does, it kind of keeps me on my toes and keeps my body on its toes. On top of that, I always warm my body. Not always, but like 8 out of 10 times I warm my body, which means I get like a, 20, 30 minute workout. Then I do the 60 minutes of stretching, and then I walk during the day. As you guys know, I love walking. So I'm loving it. This is always how I pictured my life to be. We all picture our ideal daily lifestyle. And for me, like since I can remember myself and I would like write down my perfect day, it always included movement. Like I wanted to move my body every single day. I believe that that's the key to a long, healthy life. I want to be able to, walk around and do light exercises when I'm 80, 90 years old. So yeah, I'm a blabbery blabble. I could talk with you forever, but I just wanted to check in on day 15 and let's keep going. Let's do this. Yes, yes, yes. I'm excited. Let's do it.
As I entered my 3rd week of the challenge, I kept feeling more and more confident in the movements I was doing. To keep myself inspired, I researched some new stretches that I could incorporate in my routine. This was also the week I was babysitting my family doggo, and since he's still a puppy and demands a lot of attention, I had to find ways to keep him occupied while I was on my mat. Luckily, as you can see, a squishy toy came to my rescue. Soon it was day 20. I had done 1/3 of my challenge when suddenly I was thrown off by some unexpected and unfortunate events.
Much to talk about today. It is day 24 of the challenge. I actually filmed a day 20 check-in. I also had a day 22 check-in, but there was a little mishap and my SD card broke and I can't access those files. I actually went to like a data recovery company store and they said that that would cost about 700 euros. And I thought, you know what, those files are not 700 euros worth. I will just do another check-in here. So how has the challenge gone so far? Listen, it's been good, but I can't pretend and like be in the day 20 mindset because I said something completely different. Then I have to access it from today's mindset and position. And the thing is, my hip hurts a lot. My left hip. I don't know what I did with it, but I can barely walk currently. And you know, the first thing that I thought, this is me, like you wanna hear something, how content creators go through everything. Whenever I cry, whenever there's something difficult, I'm like this. But at least it's a content idea and I write down the idea. Like whenever I'm suffering from anything mentally, I'm like, let's write it down. That's how I view everything. And so I thought, you know what, this sucks, but at least this is part of the content. So what's happening and why? Because I'm on my period, I honestly think this is related. I've seen this before and I think it's finally a sign that I need to pay attention. When I'm on my period, my body is telling me to take it slow. And I still don't know how to do that. I don't know. And not that I'm trying to harm myself intentionally, but I immediately think I still have to push myself at the same level and I have to learn that that's just not how you do things. And this is for all the ladies watching. Girls, listen to your body. Like your body is smart. It will tell you everything. So I think yesterday and the day before, I stretched too hard and I think I overstretched a muscle on my hip. I'll show you. So it's this hip right here and it all hurts, especially when I walk. It's hurtful. Oh, so I have to sit down. Whew. I have to take it slow for the next couple of days, and because I'm on this challenge and I take it very seriously, I'm like, how will I stretch? Well, luckily, this hip doesn't hurt all the time. Kind of does, but it doesn't hurt as bad. So I thought for this day and the next day, I will focus more on my upper body stretches and more on the right side, and I will stay clear of the hip stretches, which is like a lot of stretches. But listen, it is life. When I was training for the marathon and I was, running a lot, and I'm not currently because I injured my knee a little bit, just makes me so cringy. I don't know if I've ever been like this in front of the camera, which is very agitated, but it's hard for me to talk about any kind of physical stuff just because I want to achieve everything physically and I can't accept the fact that I'm human physically. I can't. And I think that's the reason why I injure myself, because I'm like, keep pushing, keep going. But either way, when I was training for the marathon, it was like the pain was coming from the left knee and now it's the left hip. So I am very curious and thinking that this is maybe connected. I will go to the rehabilitator. How do you call it? Like a chiropractor? And I will tell him that these are the kind of my weak points and maybe he will understand, or he or she, how they're connected. But basically, I'm just a little bit discouraged and agitated today because this was not part of my plan. My head is like all over the place. As I said, I don't think I've ever filmed this way. And it's just, it feels like a lot. I don't know why. Maybe it's the period. Maybe it's the period.
You would think physical pain would make me remember my decision to take it easy for a couple of days. Yeah, you would think. I think it wasn't a wise idea to still do the bottom stretches yesterday. I said I would take it easy, but apparently I have literally a problem of slowing down. It's actually not news. So I was struggling during the night a little bit. I'm in my bed, as you can see, because I decided to, kind of take a rest day. What am I saying? I didn't decide to. My body made me, which is a conversation really for another video of like how wise my body is. My body literally says, girl, if you're not taking a break, I'm putting you on bed rest literally every time. But as I said, that's a different video. But I wanted to say that I've been using this little Olfen, how do you call it? Cream? Gel thing. And it's been really helping. It's been really helping. And I gotta say that another thing that has been helping is Gus's support, because I tend to be over dramatic is the right word. I put myself together in front of the camera, but off the camera, I'm like, that's it. I will never walk again. I'm damaged. I'm old. I have leg cancer. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I am so dramatic. And Gus is like, it's okay. Like, this happens. It's completely normal. He always makes it seem like it's okay. It's not a big deal. And I think it's because he's played basketball his whole life, like since he was little, and he's been in sports his whole life, and he always did something to his body. And I think he's just used to like the fact that when you're, when you like move a lot, when you do sports a lot, you will break things, you will, turn them the wrong way. It's all about healing efficiently. So those are the two things that are helping Gus and this. Can you imagine if this is how I'm working now? And I recently made a video, I'm the happiest I've ever been, and there I mentioned that I work 60% and rest 40%, right? Can you imagine how much I used to work if that's the percentage I gave and I'm still like always running? I honestly don't, now that I say it out loud, I'm like not even surprised about any pains I have. Like it all just clicks to me. The way I always do something is like, my body is like, bitch, I will get you to bed rest. I will give you headaches, still not going. I'll give you tummy pain, still not going. Got it. I will make you not be able to walk. That's how you'll sleep. But then I started like jumping around the house. This is so funny. Okay, I have to go. I talk way too much. Wish me luck. Wish me fast recovery. Although by the time this airs, the challenge will be done anyways. I'm just like sending good vibes and hoping to get good vibes back. Okay, see you in a couple of days or whenever I pick up this camera. Bye. Believe it or not, the following days I really did take it easy. I guess I had learned my lesson the hard way.
So many thoughts in my head, but let's just start with the first thing. My hip. My hip is actually doing really good. It's almost as good as new. I still feel a little bit of sensitivity sometimes in some poses, but overall I've healed very fast. I think it was day 25 when I said, I'm done. I'm never walking again. And look, 5 days later, I'm healed and good. I think that's also a big lesson in this challenge for me, and actually a lesson in life. How much I take things sometimes too seriously and ruin my own mood and give myself unnecessary stress and anxiety. So that's just something to learn. I hope I don't overdo it anymore. I don't want to rest for another 5 days or take it easy. I kind of want to go more powerful into the next 30 days. But by powerful, I don't mean, you know, pushing myself way past the limit and then being exhausted. By powerful, I mean like being confident in the poses that I'm doing, that I can do. You know, I'm very much focused on reaching a certain aesthetic of stretching. Let's say, you know, making the 90-degree angle pose. That's like my main pose that I'm trying to reach, to make it not 90 degrees, but like almost like 0 degrees, so I can just like, how do you call it? Not flop, but you know what I mean. How many instances I will have to go through in life to understand that everything comes, literally everything comes to you. You just have to be patient and not quit. So many of us quit way too fast, and I definitely know that actually it's not many of us, it's literally every one of us. Every one of us have experienced this thing in life where we quit because we think there's like no point. And I'm here to tell you, if only you would stick out a little bit longer, hold on to it, you will probably get where you want to be. So this challenge, and any physical thing, can be really a mirror into your own life. How you treat your physical exercise is probably how you treat your life. For example, you know, I'm very dedicated in my exercises and stretches. I'm also dedicated in my life. I'm very impatient here. I'm also impatient in my life. I'm tough on myself on the mat, and I'm tough on myself in the real world. So this is really a beautiful mirror into your own kind of mental and emotional world. So next time you do a stretch, a run, an exercise, just pay attention how you sort of view any kind of difficulties or how you view yourself during those exercises, because that might tell you a lot about how you view yourself in general. So I guess that's it. I will try to truly own what I can do and not put so much pressure on myself for these last 30 days. I'll try to listen to my body a little bit more and understand what type of stretches it needs on that particular day. So let's do it. Let's do it. Last 30 days of the challenge. Let's go.
It might sound funny, but it took me 30 days to learn how to stretch, how to not injure myself, how to recognize my limits, and how to stay strong both physically and mentally. It was in the second half of the challenge that I started to feel my progress. My posture had improved, my mood was better, and some of the poses had become my daily must.
Okay, first and foremost, I really enjoy the downward facing dog. Like, I love it. When I'm in the downward facing dog, it just like, I feel like it stretches me, also trains me, but also relaxes me, if that's even possible. So this is my progress. I hope you can see. I used to not be able to put my feet used to be, I think, like this maybe, and now they're even closer to the ground. We'll see if I can touch the ground by the day 60. So that's my favorite stretch so far. Now, a stretch that has been really warming my body is, you won't see me as I stand up, but I basically go in and out. And this is what I do almost at the start of my stretching hour, because it really warms the body. Now, let's do the 90 angle stretch. That's how I call it. Maybe it even has a different name, but I like to call it the 90 angle stretch. Okay. Is this good? I don't know. feels like some days I can do more and some days I do less. I guess it's just the journey of like stretching. It also depends on how warmed up my body is. Obviously, the colder I feel, the less I can do. And the warmer I am, the more I can do. But what is still a bit difficult for me is a lot of hip opening stretches. So obviously I can't do these, which is kind of like opening up, but when I go like forward, I don't know if you can see, but like my feet are supposed to stay together and then I'm supposed to kind of almost touch the ground. I can't do it yet. Another stretch that I really love is actually like a chest opening stretch. It always feels just so relaxing, and it's this pose. I'll show you. So when I go like this, I then open my arm and kind of stretch it back, and it just feels so good. Yeah. Day 39, 21 days left. That is 3 weeks. That is 3 weeks and we are done. Let's go. Let's do this.
On day 40, me and Gus went to London for 5 days to visit his parents. And as you can see, I had the best stretching companion I could ever wish for. When we got back, I felt a bit tired from the lack of sleep and needed a minute to get back into my rhythm. I took it easy, rested a lot, and was back on my feet in no time. In my last 2 weeks of the challenge, I saw a tiny breakthrough in one of the main poses I did. I also celebrated my first 1,000 subscribers, and for that devoted a tiny happy dance because I just couldn't resist.
Hi, it is day 50 of the challenge. Now, a few things that make me really happy. One, I can almost touch my, I forgot the word in English. Like the soles of my feet to the ground in the downward facing dog, which makes me super happy. Something that I really want to mention is the mental aspect of it. I think I said the same thing in my walking challenge, which furthermore proves my point that when you move your body, you get happier. It just feels like a blessing to go on this mat. Except on days when it's my fault and I don't do the stretching all day and then it's 11 p.m. and I'm like, okay, I'll do it now. But it's all in my attitude. Most of the time, I have found such a cool rhythm and routine on the mat. The way I move and the hours sometimes flies by because I'm just like, I'm in my mood. I feel like stretching, like I haven't yet stretched. I know, I had a super busy day filming wise, and I've had a lot happen emotionally, physically in my life, meaning I reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and today I woke up and I had to film because it's so dark quickly in the winter. It's like only 3:30 and it's already dark, so I had to film, and that's why I didn't stretch. But a lot of great things happening. I'm excited about the videos I make, and I'm excited about this video, and I hope good things come out of this. But yeah, this is basically the last big check-in before the big final check-in on day 60. So let's do it. 10 days left.
With only 10 days left in the challenge, I started to feel a bit anxious about my progress. Is it enough? Is it good? Is there anything else I could do?
I should be at a certain place at day 60, and I don't think I'm at that place, flexibility wise. I also feel like I've gone backwards. There was a day, I think somewhere past day 30, where I felt like I was way more flexible than I am now. And that's bothering me a little bit. And today's a Friday. I want to try to finish everything on my video today and then take that Saturday, Sunday off properly to rest. Good luck, Ilva. Yeah, I know. Because I already am planning what else to do, but I will do my best, really.
And maybe taking that rest actually helped me. With just a couple of days left in the challenge, I realized something very important.
We as humans, we gotta be less focused on reaching a certain point at a certain time and more focused on the progress, the quality, and the growth. And that goes to everything in life, everything. When I look at the things that I've reached and points where I've gotten where I'm really proud, it almost never was when I planned, you know? Because when I see those self-development, self-growth videos where people say that you have to write down a goal and then like put a date because then you're not gonna reach it if you don't put a date, I think that's such bullshit. I don't believe it, and that's why I don't believe it. But I don't wanna, you know, that's a different point, maybe a different video in the future, but I don't think we should be focused on dates. You can't plan life that way, but you can plan what you do every day, right? Most of the time. You can kind of plan the overall progress you're gonna get at, because it's very difficult to pinpoint the exact moment when you're gonna be somewhere, right? Well, that's my lesson for day 57. We have 3 days left, and then we're gonna look back at this challenge and see where we're at. Okay, that is it. Let's do it. Day 60. Last 60 minutes of stretching. Let's go. This is it. I just did the final check-ins, and I will only see the progress when I edit and I put day 1 and day 60 together. I hope I'm happy about it. I'm still proud. I am still proud no matter if the progress is not where I want it to be. I think it all comes down to patience. If I would stretch, not even 60 minutes, but 15 minutes every day, you know, for the whole year, I would see a lot of improvement. I don't think it's so much in the length rather than the, you know, repetition. We went through it all. We went through the excitement stage. We went through the first difficulties, the first aches. On day 24, if I remember correctly, I did something to my hip. I'm not gonna lie, there were times when this was hard. There were times when I did this, you know, at 10, 11 p.m. because I was busy throughout the day, and those days were usually not fun days. The most important thing to me is, first of all, that I did it, because I'm determined and I'm happy always if I finish a challenge. Second of all, I am very, very happy that I feel, and I see, of course, a little bit of progress. And for the fact that I am not flexible, and I told this on day 1, and that's the whole reason why I did this challenge. I'm very proud of where I am. Will I continue stretching an hour a day? No. That's a lot. But will I continue stretching? Of course. I hope you learn from my mistakes, okay? Don't overdo it. And be kind to yourself, and remember that life is all about challenging yourself and growing and becoming more flexible physically, mentally, and emotionally. The mental part is always the hardest part, whatever you do, and you will hear this from a lot of also athletes and people who exercise, that it's always the mental exercises, you know? It's not about physically running the marathon. Obviously it is. Don't take my words out of the context. Obviously it is, but what makes you keep training, you know, for years, and what makes you keep going is that kind of mental power of, I can do this, I will take a break, I can do this. And this goes to everything in life. So just remember that. I can't believe that I'm finally doing the ending for this video, because it's been 60 days. I've never filmed something for this long. So thanks so much for joining me on this challenge. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found it entertaining. Let me know down in the comments. Do you have any suggestions of what my next challenge could be? I've done the 9 p.m. thing, going to sleep at 9 p.m. Kind of failed at that, but tried hard. I tried the walking challenge of 20,000 steps every day. Loved it. And now I did the stretching challenge for 60 days. If you have any suggestions of what I should do for my next challenge, let me know, because I might just do it. But thank you so much, and bye. That's it. Bye.